Welcome back to the next episode of Skyblock. I've got good news and I've got bad news. So let's start with the good news. The design is working phenomenally. We've already got almost the double chest, and this is just after a couple of harvests. Words, chat room. This is likely more blaze rods from just like a couple of harvests of this new design than we've got in the entirety of Skyblock thus far. It's doing very, very well. And taking a look at like the other things, like gold, you can see it's not just gold nuggets. We've actually got gold ingots and 16 gold blocks. We've got tons of coal, which is this is the only way to get coal in Skyblock. You know, if you smelt wood, that's charcoal, not coal. And then, you know, rotten flesh, bones, arrows, crazy. But the bad news, there's a reason I haven't turned around. You remember that bet we talked about last episode? The one where if I fall off the edge while I'm building this or updating it, I have to make the whole thing pink? Yeah, it happened. The footage that you're about to see comes from a live stream that I was. You'll see. You'll see. Anyway, after making the whole thing pink, it was kind of awkward. I didn't know what to do with it, and I'm like, you know what, this pink with kind of the yellowish from the melons, and melons are basically watermelons, and it's like, okay, we're gonna add in some black glass, some lime green wool up the sides. The lime green wool might have been a mistake because this is a blaze, primarily a blaze farm, and that's flammable. But anyway, we added the black glass and some lime green wool, and now we've got a watermelon nether fortress mob farm. It's lovely. Additionally, I've modified the entire nether fortress mob farm to instead work with a clock, whereas previously we had a tripwire hook string detection system. The tripwire hook detection system relied heavily on quasi-connectivity, and because of that, anytime I would unload these chunks, aka zone out of the nether, it would break the vast majority of the time, and because of that, I would have to come up here to like manually update, because they were basically butted. I would have to manually update the pistons that control the shifting floor, or I just have to like reset the redstone, and it was just really gross. It was really gross, and we had never noticed it before because we were slowed down by the bottleneck at the bottom. Goodness gracious. There's a plane that just flew overhead. We were slowed down by the bottleneck at the bottom, so we never noticed how poor the rates were coming out of the Nether Fortress mob farm. But since the bottom is now flawless, it was very, very clear that our bottleneck had then shifted up here and onto the weird quasi-connectivity glitches that were being caused by the tripwire hook detection system, and it's now been totally changed and swapped over. And we can also see that they operate sequentially from top to bottom. That row shifts first, then the second row, and then finally the third row, which would let mobs fall all the way through so they don't get stalled on the platforms at all, no matter which row they spawn on and then fall to. It's pretty good. Some time has passed, and the stalling of my passive mobs is much worse than I originally expected. So much so that I think we're going to sideline the project that I wanted to work on today. See, I can see 2 cows, 3 cows, 2 sheep, and it looks like is that a llama? It is a llama. I couldn't tell if it was a sheep or if it was a llama. Anyway, this is so bad. that I feel like we should get this done today too, or instead, not two. So it seems pretty easy to fix though. We're just dropping the mobs onto some magma blocks below. What if we create like a gap here in the center, move the grass so it's on both sides, so basically take this gap, put it in the center, and then put all the trapdoors to trick the mobs to fall down into the gap there. Then we'll take water streams in the giant... I should be able to drop here. 2.5 hearts, it's fine. So this area right here is where we kill all of the slimes. Yes, is where they get drowned. And, you know, of course some squid spawn and the squid drown there too. Instead of having a giant cube of water, what if we just have some sort of path, like water stream, that pushes all the magmas, or excuse me, all the slime, all the squid, and all the passive mobs onto these magma blocks, where they'll then get, you know, burnt. And then we'll have the regular rail system that we're already using sort those monsters. And then we don't need this, like, 5x5 of slime, or a 5x5 of hoppers anymore. We won't need a lot of stuff, and it should make everything cheaper too. If I've done my math right, there should be 2 blocks of spacing underneath the grass area and the top of the water chamber below us. So I've got a silk touch pickaxe, which is how I'm able to get the grass blocks back, and there is good. So we can use all that space from the, I don't know, the water chamber. I should probably make these roughly even, shouldn't I? Because if we think we're going to be putting, I can't get these back if I do it like that. Okay, cool. Let's do this. And then I can reclaim these. And then we'll take some more regular pickaxe, bust these guys out. More. Beautiful. So then, what's the even spacing here? Let me figure that out real quick. This is the spacing that I think I want to go with. It creates 2 5x5 platforms, giving us a total of 50 blocks of spawning space. I then separate them with a 3 gap up the center, with trap doors lining this 3 gap up the center in order to trick their AI. Actually, you know what? They won't see this as a viable path. It has to be 2 blocks, which means it's gonna have to be offset somehow. This makes much more sense. Okay, cool. And then we'll make this the trap doors, and now they'll see this as a block that they can cross. So we go from 50 spawn spots to 55. And I opted to make it offset on this side because the magma blocks are under these blocks here. So then we'll drop them through this hole, and underneath this is going to be, this is going to, you can see the slime down there. Hello, slime buddy. This is the water chamber where we're currently drowning all of the slime. Instead of drowning the slime, we're going to funnel them into that magma chamber, and then we'll, you know, they'll die on the magma chambers, and then everything gets better. Yeah. I'm now blocking off the elevator where slimes move from. This is just to give me a little bit of time. Are there supposed to be slimes here? Or, excuse me, signs? How is this water not flowing backwards? Something seems very glitched there. But it seems like a problem for future Nims, not today, Nims. It's alright. So, I'm gonna drop that guy. Little baby cousins as well. How much do I have in the way of arrows? Okay, I've just under 2 stacks, so we should be okay. And the only thing that should be able to make it in here are single slime blocks, which will be alright. So, something else that we may want to consider is, a way to shut off the slime farm? Because it's currently taking up mob cap. Hello? Ah, there are invisible signs here. I don't know if you guys can see the hitbox, but it is. I bet during some update, those signs got glitched, and we can no longer see them. But they're still doing their job. They're still preventing water from falling. That's all right. I brought a bunch of regular slime blocks to just be able to quickly fill this area in. I also brought a few buckets so that way we have water to work with. Okay, that'll be enough. And now I'm going to fill this area in totally with slime, destroy all the water, and then we'll work on updating the magma chamber where we're going to then drop all the mobs. Alright, and I've brought you back for the really satisfying part. I filled the entire thing in with slime blocks. We're being constantly harassed by baby slimes, but it's alright. Here's the satisfying part. Oh, yes. And this is why I use slime blocks and not something else. Because it's just so easy. And believe it or not, we're actually not even losing these slimes. They're just being filtered into the slime container. Yeah, the slime sorter. Because I actually already have full stacks of slime in there. Anyway, so I should be able to punch through this wall here. And, okay, that's not quite what I expected. I expected to be a few blocks higher than that. Yes. See, this is what I was expecting. Is us to be able to reach. Okay. So I would just need to take this water current, twist it, and then have it feed into this room here. Yeah? And then we'll be dropping the slimes in a really satisfying place that we'd be able to watch them burn. And then we'd also be able to, because the floor should be right above us as well. Yeah, look at this. That was a really lucky guess. It seems like the floor goes out a bit, so we'll probably have to increase the size of this room a hair. But we could then pretty easily just make a 5 wide. Yeah, I don't see any reason why this is gonna have any problems. This is gonna be really great, chat room. Let's see. I need some more magma blocks. And I think that's it. I'll go get those. Okay, now all the signs need to come out. We need to adjust the magma chamber and the magma block chamber. And other than that, I think we're good. And oh my gosh, there's so many slimes. This is ridiculous. How are there so many? I think what we're doing is I think we're actually drowning all of the slime over at the end over there. And only baby slime are allowed in. So I think that this is the crunched version of all of the larger slime. Didn't I stack these all on top of each other? It looks like I did. The signs are gone. I thought that was going to be way more difficult. All those signs are going to get shot into the void, which is a little bit sad, but it's not that big of a deal. I need not the silk touch axe. And I need some peace and quiet from all of these slimes. This is crazy. We need to make enough room for the large slime, which are 3x3, and they're going to be jumping inside of a water current. So we want to make it like a 3x3x4 area. So I want to punch out one more block here. Then all of this will be fed in through like water streams. So we'll have a water stream there. And I think that might end up looking pretty bad, if I'm honest. Come on. And what's interesting is I don't have to do anything to modify my system currently, because we already have this set up to feed into that item filter that's just below us, this guy. So it's all already done. It's all already wired in. And that means that I get to recover like the 25 hoppers here, the extra hopper there. It's gonna be real slick. I don't like how that cobblestone looks though. I think I want to take it up a block. Yeah. And so we'll do this. And then all of this, and we'll get these hoppers back. Don't you worry, chat room. I need to get food, so I get hearts recovering ASAP. And then We'll punch this out, so that way this is now our 4-block height, which will handle all the large mobs. And then we need... You know what, I forgot fence gates. I shouldn't be using signs because signs do increase world lag a bit. They're always... They don't ignore ambient occlusion, which is, or they don't abide by ambient occlusion. That's what I meant to say. Which is effectively to say, when you are standing on the other side of a wall, the stuff that's immediately behind this wall that the player can't see is no longer being rendered. Well, signs ignore that, which saves on processing power, right? Why render something that's not being displayed? Signs ignore that, and they're always rendered, always, which creates a fair bit of lag. So whenever you can, whenever you're doing like water manipulation, fence gates, not water. Or excuse me, fence gates, not signs. Lol. So I want fence gates. So this is going to drop down here. Excuse you, my dude. Oh my gosh, I can't get back up. Swipe. Yes. Yes. There's so many. There's so many. So I need to... I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. I think I should just do it from the bottom. Because this is what we need. And this also... Ah, dang. I'll also need to modify the track just a hair in order to properly cover this 5x3 space, whereas right now we're only covering the 5x2 space. So then I need to take out all of this glass. And then... Oh gosh, that scared the crap out of me. Goodness gracious. Oh, video game, you got me. You got me real good. Anyway, I need to finish taking out all of this glass, and then then just set up the water, and I think that that's really it. That's all the modifications we need. And we should start to see a lot more. I'm just gonna eat it. I have full hunger, so it should offset. And then I think this is all the modifications that we need to make the passive mob farm much more efficient. We're no longer passively waiting for them to jump into the magma area. Well, we kind of are, but we're just increasing the rate at which they do, though, greatly. So we could see slime fall down. Slime goes splat. Slime goes splat, and then just immediately get collected, which is fan-freaking-tastic! I do want to get rid of this gap here, though, because this is causing squid to stall. This is a problem we've been having for a while. It causes squid to stall, and it's just not something that I really want. And it could cause slime to stall on this corner. And I want to try to fix that. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. Give me a second here, okay? You know what, chat room? I was just playing with it, and I asked myself, you know what? Rather than coming up with some sort of complicated, like, water flow system that we've already got, what if I just get rid of the signs? What does the water flow do? What does it look like? Well, it just works. The way that the existing water and the new water line up, it creates... There's a little bit of an oddity that happens here because they're technically flowing backwards. So you could see that this pushes me to the center. They would then get caught here. We then ride this one forward. This one pushes us in, and we're done. My only concern is, like, what happens to a 3x3 magma? Or, excuse me, not a magma slime. I've been doing too much work with magma slimes lately. What happens to a 3x3 slime? And that's what I'm going to try to find out here. Can I... Man, that was a risky teleport. If that had spawned an endermite, ooh, buddy, let me tell you. Okay, please don't knock me off the edge. Can you stop fighting the current? They're trying really hard to get back here to me, and I'm pretty sure he can hit me too. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. And we're going to F5 them. They're fighting the current because I'm here. Is that... Oh, okay. Woo! Haha! Freebie! Can I quickly... take a look and see what's happening? I really want to see that 3x3 fall into this space. I think I see him up there. It kind of looks like he's fighting the current, though, doesn't it? And, of course, these items aren't being collected because we haven't adjusted the track yet. Come on! I think he's fighting it because he can see me. If I step a little further away... Do I have more of this glass? I do. Well, he definitely made it down. And they're definitely properly processed. And it's plenty quick. If it's probably quicker to do it this way than it is drowning them. Huh. I think... Hey, there we go. And this one wasn't tracking me because he had never seen me. And, I mean, that seems very clean. It seems pretty good. And let's take... Oh, hey, look at that. There's that little gap that we had. I'll fix that later. And let's take one last look at the passive mobs up top. By increasing the speed that we handle the slime, it should also increase the rates of both the slime farm and the hostile mob farm. Man, this seems so much smarter. Just so much smarter. Yeah, and then I think this is it. I think we're going to be done. It'll also increase the rates of the slime farm and the hostile mob farm because we're removing them from mob cap that much quicker. Another project that we might consider in a future episode is some sort of on-off system for the slime farm because we've got more than enough slime. And like right now, it's just eating, like I said, mob cap. Oh, are you going to fall down? Are you going to fall down? Are you going to give me more ink sacs? Pretty sure squid ignore flowing water. So it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's fine. But anyway, that's a project for a future episode. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. And I also want to give a shout out to all the people that have supported me and what we do here on Patreon. Without you guys, this is not possible. If you haven't already, be sure to join the Discord, link in the description. Also, come hang out with us on live streams. Again, all the links you need are in the description. I'm out, guys. See you later.